Hey, what's going on, Aquarius? How are you? Thanks for watching. This is going to be your full moon read for September. And this is a unique full moon because it's the harvest full moon, which is the first full moon after the fall equinox that takes place on September 24th this year in the sign of Aries. Now, the harvest moon reminds us of what we've done throughout the year and what still needs to be done before the end of the year. For a lot of us, around the harvest moon, we tend to see, what we tend to reap what we have sown throughout the year around this time. So this reading is intended to highlight some of those areas for Aquarius. We'll get one last shuffle and then let's get into it. All right, Aquarius. What areas need to be highlighted for Aquarius during this harvest moon? All right, Aquarius. All right, thanks for being patient. All right, Aquarius. Oh, wow, Aquarius. So this is pretty interesting. So the card that actually comes up here in the first position is the Emperor. Right now in your life, Aquarius, what are you receiving benefits of, or what are you reaping, or what are you gaining from the fruits of your labor this past year, Aries, or this ongoing year? Aries, you're the Emperor. You're coming into control. You are realizing like your own sense of self. And I keep wanting to say Aries, even though I know this is the Aquarius reading, but Aquarius, the moon, the full harvest moon is in Aries, and this is the card that is the signifier for Aries. So Aquarius, this is really important because I feel like a lot of you are coming into your own. You have used your year of 2018 to like harness rather, like your your potential energy, and then like now I feel like a lot of you are beginning to move forward and putting that into kinetic energy. Like a lot of you are now about to literally step into maybe a promotion. Some of you are even about to step into like owning a business. A lot of you are about to just maybe even step into an inheritance that allows you to be able to, like call the shots. Or for some of you, I even see like for some of you Aquarius, I may even see like a new job, but it's in something that, that you specialize in. This is just really big energy, considering that this is the Aries full moon. And, so if you're a moon in Aries, I feel like this may even resonate with you as well. I feel like for a lot of you, you're even feeling like, you're just ready to take charge, or you're already in a like take charge mode, or you have a really commanding presence. Or a lot of you Aquarius, you may even feel like the way that you deal with people, you're able to get with the things that you're asked for just by a command. Like I just feel like the flow of energy for you Aquarius is basically really calm. And it's because you have a very high sense of self, like self-confidence, and it's very attractive. Excuse me. So some things that you need to be able to keep in balance coming through this new full moon cycle, for Aquarius. Some things that you need to just keep in balance is that I feel like a lot of the things that you put yourself into, or like a lot of the things that you move forward into when you start stuff, are really guided by your emotions. For some of you, it may be even be guided by like things that you really keep bottled up and you really don't say. Mostly like you kind of keep this stuff like inwardly to yourself. but it comes out in the things that you do, more so in the things that you say, or you don't really express it any other way other than through the things that you do. For a lot of you, like a business opportunity, you're turning something that like you have a lot of emotional energy for into something that's very like a business that's going to be very lucrative for you. And so that's really great during this new harvest moon, because during this full harvest moon, I'm sorry, I got to get out of the habit of saying that. The full harvest moon here, that's going to be great energy, because this is saying that, during this full moon, you're taking the time to really introspect into yourself, like really literally look at yourself and see the things that you're, passionate for, and the things that you, even the people that you have compassion for. You may even be in a position to help a lot of them. Aquarius, this could even signify that there may be somebody like in your environment right now. For some of you, it may be a mother figure, or just somebody that you consider like a mother, maybe just but something to that effect. For a lot of you, maybe an aunt or a cousin, but somebody older. I just feel like they may have some things that they would like to tell you that could boost you into like the next phase, the next cycle for you, Aquarius. But I feel like for some of them, maybe maybe you don't know this information yet. Maybe it's coming to you. But I feel like if you question why they come to you with this information, it's because maybe I feel like some of them will tell you that, they didn't know how you would receive this information. Like, I guess maybe there could be some things going on with your ego as well. Maybe some things that you don't want to expose, or maybe some things that people close to you know about. And they just want to remind you of, it's a way of keeping you reminded of who you really are, Aquarius. And even though, you're moving into a very like take charge type of stance in any area of your life, it's just a reminder of really who you are, the things that you keep down inside. And so this is really either you keeping yourself reminded of that, or this is somebody in your environment that's just keeping keeping your emotions steady, so that you're able to actually be a leader, and not just be ruled by your emotions, because that doesn't always make for an effective leader. If you're always, trying to lead through your emotions. So with that being said, what's changing for you at this moment right now? Okay. So right now, Aquarius, I really feel like for a lot of you, what's changing for you is there could be like a particular person that you're leaving behind. This person may be like somebody that, at one point maybe have given you like a lot of fire, a lot of passion. For some of you, you may have been like romantically involved with this particular fire sign. But it could be it could be just anybody here that may have just, been in your life. And, I feel like maybe they didn't, I don't feel like they used their opportunity with you to the best, to the best. I feel like maybe there was somebody that maybe toyed with you, and you decided that, moving forward, maybe for some of you, maybe during the Virgo new moon that we just had last week, maybe some of you decided that you, or 2 weeks ago, maybe some of you decided that you are going to move away from those type of people in your life, the people that come back and forth into your life, and they're good for a moment, but they don't necessarily present necessarily any real opportunities in moving forward with them, in an actual relationship or in any partnerships at all. I just feel like you left them behind during that new moon cycle, and then now coming into this harvest moon, you're feeling a sense of self, like you've taken that 2 weeks time, during the waxing moon to really like come into your sense of self, Aquarius. And I just feel like, you're just being more guarded here with your heart, so that, others aren't being, playful of that. For some of you, if this isn't relationship oriented, if this doesn't orient to your relationship, you may even be experiencing like an area of your job where, I just feel like for some of you, you're coming into a particular promotion or like a raise, but that is going to kind of, I don't want to say steer away your relationship with other coworkers, but you know how sometimes when you get promoted and then, now you and your peers, or the people who were your peers, aren't necessarily on the same playing field, or I don't want to say it's like you upgraded on them, but it's just like, okay, it's just maybe what you're trying to see is, like what's changing for you is that you're being brought to a new level in your advancement, and you feel the pull of the people that you're having to, not necessarily leave behind, but the people that you actually have to, just kind of tuck away, in order to actually get there, because I do feel like, again, Aquarius, you're really paying attention to your own mind. Okay. Now, what you need to let go here, some things that you need to release during this harvest moon, Aquarius. I feel like a lot of you need to just get rid of being disappointed with the opportunities that you do have coming your way, Aquarius. But this is telling me, Aquarius, that a lot of you may have not been quite open for new opportunities in the very past, in the past, and it could be that some of you may be even thinking that you took the opportunities that you had with other people for granted, but you still are pressing forward. I mean, you still are learning, and you still are learning about yourself, Aquarius, as you do that. And as you do that, you're honestly even seeing the things that you maybe don't necessarily like about yourself. I see that this is like, a lot of you are just maybe not opening up your circle of friends. You may not be making yourself open for, new friendships or new relationships, or, just maybe you're not making yourself open for new jobs, only because you know that you already are comfortable where you're at right now with the elevated point that you are at right now. You're already comfortable with that. You know that you did have to leave a lot of things behind that didn't serve you well. Maybe some people behind that didn't serve you well or didn't mean you well. Maybe some people that were, they were good to you but not good for you. And so as you move forward, some things that you need to leave behind, also, Aquarius, I'm feeling like you need to leave behind, you need to release, like, this sense of, I feel like some of you still have this lingering sense of you not really being worth the advancement that you're getting. Like this person here, I feel like he has that 3 of Cups, and, Spirit is trying to give them that 4 of Cups. The Spirit is trying to say, here, I'm trying to advance you, but I feel like he's not looking at it. He's not worried about it because he's introspected on himself. He's only worried about himself, Aquarius. Which is fine. That's okay to be worried about yourself, but don't miss opportunities that really could make you happy or happier than where you were. Still remain open to what the Spirit has for you, Aquarius. Don't just look at a situation and say, don't frown your face up at a particular adventure or a particular quest only because, it's not exactly how you envisioned it or how you planned it. And for a lot of you, Aquarius, you'll see that what you actually planned and what you actually put out is coming to you. But just be open to it. Pay attention to the signs. All right. So, Aquarius, the best way that you can work through what you have going through this full moon cycle is the three of coins here. So I'm sorry, I was just getting like messages. So with the three of pentacles here, this is telling me here like you really are going to have to really lay down a plan of action, Aquarius. Like, your ego and your charm and, your impressionable nature on people, Aquarius, it has carried you thus far. It has carried you to this point, through the year. Okay? So now that you've gotten to this point, now that you actually have to have really, made some sacrifices, Aquarius. Now that you've actually had to make some decisions and some sacrifices during that last new moon, now you have to be open. You can't just close up and just be only yourself or only interested in yourself and in a selfish nature, Aquarius. You still have to be open and work the things out, because the things that are going to work out for you are there to work out for you. This is you working it out and figuring things out. For some of you, Aquarius, you may even be like finding your niche. You may be finding your own, skill or craft or interest, something that keeps you occupied and, keeps you busy, maybe outside of like the mundane things that you do as opposed, like going to work. There may be other things that you are interested in that are you're able to focus your attention on. Okay? And I feel like, if you're closed off to those opportunities, Aquarius, you are going to miss the opportunity. You're going to miss seeing that you can actually work through those opportunities to make it what you want it to be. Okay? So where should you focus your attention? So, Aquarius, I'm getting here the Hierophant. So with the Hierophant, Aquarius, this is basically telling me for you to pay attention to, the values that you have like instilled within you. Pay attention to the things that you learned, in Sunday school, or for some of you, the things that, you learned as a child. Those words of wisdoms that maybe your parents or maybe somebody that you looked up to, a teacher, or somebody that was like, for some of you in your church or in your mosque or wherever you go to worship whoever, for a lot of you, this is saying, pay attention to that inner guidance, that ultimately leads you to do the right thing. Aquarius, I do see you finally being more open here, more accepting of the opportunities that you ultimately created for yourself. For some of you, yeah, that's what I was getting. Is like the opportunities that you, or the intentions that a lot of you Aquarius may have set during the past new moon. I feel like, these working up to the full moon, working up to this full harvest moon. I feel like a lot of you are feeling as though you may be disappointed in what comes out. But the thing about it is that, you don't necessarily know. I mean, it's coming, as you're working towards. For some of you, I just feel like you set your intentions for this new moon, for the things that you wanted to change, and you took control of them and you changed them. You did that, Aquarius. However, you may now be feeling, leading up to the new moon, or around the time of the new moon, you may be feeling like a little, not necessarily disappointed with the fruits of your labor, but you may feel like, you could do more, or you haven't done enough, and that's why you're not accepting of opportunities. You feel like there's still more work that you can do, but this is the Spirit saying opportunity is here for you when you're ready to take it. The opportunity is here for you to work. For some of you Aquarius, it may even be about work. It may even be about the fact that you actually have been putting yourself out there to accept new jobs and new employment. but you may not be necessarily satisfied with the things that are coming your way. But sometimes, Aquarius, you have to accept what the Spirit has there for you, because ultimately when you work, this is giving you work. This Three of Pentacles right here, this is giving you work. It's temporary, but it's going to help you work through your situations. It's going to help you work through some of the negative, maybe for some of you, it's like a second job that's going to help take care of like some things that you have going on in the past that maybe you aren't so proud of. Or for some of you, it's just, you even had to take this second job, or, you may just be even trying to look for a job to keep you occupied in a way from, what you were trying to focus your attention away from, what you were trying to leave behind during the last new moon. So Aquarius, this is like really interesting. Just all in all, I'm really just feeling like, I just feel like you, Aquarius, you're just taking complete charge of your life, and you're coming to this full moon cycle, or you're in this full moon cycle being very, just commanding and very, even like almost like a ruler, you're the head of the household. I feel like for a lot of you, Aquarius, for some of you, it may even fall on responsibility. For some of you, you may even be resentful of particular responsibilities that you have. But those responsibilities still are something that you, that you ultimately chose to deal with. So you need to work those things out, Aquarius. You don't have to tell people what's going on with you on the inside. That's fine. But seek some sort of guidance, Aquarius. Seek some sort of counsel. So Aquarius, that's some pretty thick energy. It's not necessarily bad, but it's saying, hey, Aquarius, you want to be in charge? Okay, well, this is what comes with being in charge. All right, so let's clarify this Prince of Wands reverse. Get some clarification from the Deviant Moon. Prince of Wands reversed. We got the Three of Coins. So again, we got the Three of Coins. So now I feel like here in the past for a lot of you, or what's happening now, what's actually changing for a lot of you is you are recognizing maybe that there are some people that are within your midst that you may not want to particularly deal with, or particularly have any type of like, maybe I just feel for a lot of you it's like at your job, like, there's maybe just this one particular fire sign at your job, or just anybody in particular that just really gets under your skin, but you really have to work with this person. And I feel like a lot of you, you really just try to bear down and just, do your job and, keep your energy pure and, keep control of your own actions. But this person or this particular people at your job, or in your environment, they just make it a challenge for you to actually work through. Okay, can you clarify this Hierophant? Can you clarify the Hierophant? Ooh. So we have clarifying the Hierophant, the Queen of Cups. So again, we have the Queen of Cups with the Queen of Cups, even though it's not on the card, but it is. I mean, they're coming up both times in the reading. So again, this is just kind of re-solidifying for me here with the Queen of Cups, the Hierophant now being in between the Queen of Cups. For a lot of you, Aquarius, there may be somebody that is in your in your life, in your environment. It could be a love interest. For a lot of you, it could be somebody that's like a motherly figure that is providing you with like a lot of guidance. They may be, kind of soothing you by giving you, telling you things that they used to tell you as a kid, to help soothe you. You may have one of those mothers that do that. For some of you, my condolences to you if your mother is no longer with us. I feel like there's a lot of words that you hang on to that provide you with a lot of guidance and, you know, inertia to be able to move forward into your ventures. Also, Aquarius, this could indicate you know, this is saying that you are really just paying attention to, you know, your inner conscience and your inner emotions. And for a lot of you, you know, Aquarius, you do feel like the things that you are wanting to get involved in, they do directly tie with your emotions. And that's why you can't, it's kind of hard for you to figure things out with this particular person. Or for some of you at the workplace, it may feel like it's hard for you to work things out in the workplace with this particular person because of like a hierarchy, you know, like this person is your boss, or maybe this person is like friends with the boss. I'm really getting that. So that's some pretty thick energy, Aquarius, but I just feel like you can still work through it. You know, this is the energy that's coming towards you and that you're working through this harvest moon, and this is yourself, Aquarius. So you're doing the right thing. You are working on yourself. You're putting yourself first, okay? All right, so let's see just what the overall black moon energy has to say. For Aquarius, full harvest moon. All right, what does the moon cards have to say? What does the black moon have to say for Aquarius? Oh, that's just too many cards, but there's one. Okay, we have Yod, destiny. So Aquarius, when we have this card, this is basically saying, okay, Aquarius, you know, the universe is saying, okay, you know, I understand that you have put in this amount of work to be able to carry yourself further and to prepare yourself further into like this next level of elevation for some of you. However, you know, Aquarius, keep in mind that, you know, you can only do so much. You know, the universe, the universe does have opportunities that are being lined up for you, whether you may perceive them as failures or success. The universe has things that are particularly lined up for you in order for your betterment and to be your best self. Okay, so yes, continue to do what you're doing, but I don't see that the universe is going to allow you to do any more than you can do. So for some of you, if that's like, you know, if you are putting up with like people at your job, if you are putting up with, you know, people that you're, you know, just not getting along with at your job, that maybe, you know, they may have certain dealings with their particular boss, or, you know, they may have like a lot of different peers, people in your peer group, like, you know, looking at you with the side eye or something like that. This is saying, okay, Aquarius, keep doing what you're doing. Keep going to work. Keep being your beautiful self. And eventually what's going to happen is, you know, you are being elevated. You are being recognized for the good that you are doing, even if you don't feel like you are. Okay, Aquarius? So just understand that what you're doing is, what you're going through is for the betterment of you. And the only thing that you can do is what you're doing, Aquarius. And that's just pushing forward with your own self, being responsible for your own actions. Okay? What other messages do we have for Aquarius during the full harvest moon in Aries for September 2018? What else does Aquarius need to know? All right, Aquarius. So we've got the unicorn, good fortune and friendship. So Aquarius, with this card comes up, this is telling me here that, you know, throughout this full moon cycle, you may even be experiencing, you know, like I said, it maybe just be kind of going like easy going for you. I think I said that a little earlier. For your Aquarius, it pretty much is like, you know, kind of like an easy month for a lot of you, but for some of you who actually are experiencing like certain hardships, whether that's on the job, dealing with people, or in your relationships, you know, dealing with outside parties within that relationship, or for a lot of you, maybe within, you know, your spiritual environment. You know, I just feel like there are things that are coming up for you on the horizon. I feel like you are looked at as like somebody to be admired. You are gonna, you know, if there's any Aquarius out there that are feeling like they are lonely, I feel like you know, coming through this full moon cycle, you won't be, you know, as lonely. You may find something that you may discover something about yourself, or, you know, like I said, you may get into a particular craft that, you know, takes up that time of you feeling, you know, that you're lonely. And, you know, it actually, you know, brings you a certain amount of healing. And it's like, for a lot of you, it's like it's something unique, or for a lot of you, you know, your uniqueness is being celebrated this full moon cycle. So Aquarius, that's some really great energy here to be aware of this full moon cycle as we move through. Thanks so much for watching. Again, this is your full harvest moon in September in Aries. Enjoy the full moon. You have a good one.